What's up, y'all? Thanks for joining in. Surprise! Sorry, I was just doing a little back work there. We live with Ricky Torres. What's up, man?
What's up, brother? I'm happy to be here, man. I was kind of working today. I was spraying some mullions, aluminum,
Oh,
and I
nice.
wiped it down with I took off the silicone and I wiped it down with denatured alcohol, and then I sprayed a product called Waterborne Bonding Primer by Corotech. It's a green primer, and I came back 4 hours later, and I don't know, it didn't seem like it was bonding, but I called the manufacturer and said I have to wait because it was coming off of my finger. Like I
Oh,
don't know.
wow.
Do you have a better primer that you recommend for aluminum?
They have a product here called DTM, so it's direct to metal. That's kind of what most guys are using around here. I don't know a lot about the industrial stuff, though, so I'm not really sure. So, was it smooth aluminum?
Yeah, it's an aluminum window. It was yeah, some like the ones they have in New York, like those windows and
Yeah, yeah. Like a metal clad?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, you're having problems
And
with that, eh?
hopefully it bonds. Let's see. I mean,
Oh, man.
yeah, but that's about it. Everything else is okay.
So you're pulling a late one then a little bit. Hey, what time is it? About 8 o'clock, 8:15?
Yeah, I mean, I always work many hours. I like to work,
Yeah.
and I don't like to get home. I just love to work. I love to leave at 5 and get home as late as possible. That's what I like to do.
Nice,
You know.
nice. Right on. So why don't you tell everyone where you're from? You're in New York. Hey, whereabouts in New York are you?
Um, well, I live in the Bronx,
Okay.
and I mean, work all over the city. We got about Right now it's kind of slow. We got about 15 guys that work in the company, but yeah, we do we do residential, commercial, and industrial.
Wow. Broad range of
Yeah,
things, eh?
yeah.
Nice. So that keeps you pretty busy. So what, you got about 15 guys going right now under you? You watching them mostly?
Yeah, it's like babysitting, because it's like you have to be repetitive. Same things. You got to make sure, because the thing is, a lot of these guys in the U.S., from what I see, there's not a trade school.
Right.
So a lot of these guys, they come and I have to train them because I went to trade school here in New York. So I have to train them with the way it has to be done. Sometimes they're like, "Oh no, that's the way I cut." I said, "No, no, no, no. It's this way. This way is the right way." Because I was in a union that's been around 100 years. So
Wow.
everything I learned was from like old masters. So there's no other way.
I got
You
you.
understand? There's no. It's the way it is. That's it. So
That's crazy.
you know,
So what's the union
yes,
called that you?
DC9, the painters union.
Okay.
It's like the army. Like the best painters are there. Like I used to work in a company called L&L. Like that company was so serious. You had to be there half an hour earlier.
Oh, wow.
If you weren't there half an hour earlier in the shop, they would just send you home.
That's crazy.
So
So that's what
yeah.
you're trying to implement in a lot of the guys that are learning now, hey?
I mean, I try to be more. I try to take them out. Every time I work with them, I take them out to lunch.
Yeah.
I always buy them coffee. I try to do things in a respectful way. Respect. Now, if they try to, sometimes guys they take that for weakness, and that's when I transform. Then I'm a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But it depends, bro, because you can't show weakness in this industry. If you a sucker, even with customers. Like for example, I have some customers that are kind of tough. They read the contract and they want to go to the left, and I'm like, no, no, the contract
Yeah.
says that. If you want me to sand your doors for another hour, the contract says 30 minutes of sanding. Like I write everything down,
Yeah.
even the sanding, because I know how it is already.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I mean, I'm blessed to be here to have work. I'm happy. What can I say?
Yeah, that's good. So do you take care of most of that stuff yourself? Like, are you the contract guy? Are you the get the work guy? Are you the babysitter? Are you the everything guy?
I mean, the team is me and Ryan. So when I started the company, I used to have about the maximum I got alone was probably 10 guys.
Okay.
And I used to have like post-its. People would call me. I had like an orange post-it. I'll put in my windshield for an estimate. If it's a problem, I have another post-it. I had like 4 post-its in front of my car, and that's how I would handle it. I mean, I
Oh,
was
wow.
like, I was I wasn't in the what do you call it? Like, I didn't have like the modern techniques that Ryan put me onto everything. Like he does all the marketing, he does everything. He's the guy. So he helps me with everything. So
That's awesome.
ever
That's
since he came, we got a chance to expand, and I got a chance to put my vision and what I wanted to do. Like one of the biggest things I seen was the Google AdWords. Like for example, if you're driving by, You know, people see a cornice.
Yeah.
You know, you got to think like these people think. These people go in the computer. They're like, oh, paint cornice,
That's right.
paint metal outside. Like, just write all these things. Write a blog on all these things, and people call you. Like, it's like the weirdest thing. Like, and it's easy when they call you because basically they already sold. Like the website I have, like we put a lot of hours into it.
Yeah.
That people see it and basically they you know, I just go there and they like hire me basically.
Nice. So do you guys have to pay into any lead generation or anything, or is it all just kind of working for itself, word of mouth, reviews and stuff like that?
Well, I started with Angie's List. Angie's List was a big thing when I
Okay.
started. But then when it went to Home Advisor, it turned to shit. It's
I
like
see.
horrible. It's like they want to get paid whatever. Like it's Angie's List now sucks. Before it used to be good. But I use Yelp and I use Google. That's all I use.
Nice.
And I also use you know, you go to a building, you give the super $100. You know, you give the porter $100. Start going out there giving $100. Believe me, these people love you, and they ask you for cards, and they're giving them out.
Right.
So
you still hand out a lot of cards?
yeah, I mean, when
That's
you go
cool.
to these buildings, and the people know because they're like nice buildings. They're like, oh, you know, this guy did this job, and because in the city, a lot of these buildings are co-ops. So basically, you know, you could see a two-bedroom could be $1 million. You know,
Wow.
800. Like it's expensive. So, like a lot of these people, they're very busy. They want quality work. They look at your reviews and they hire you. So
Yeah, there's
you
a
know?
lot of money downtown, hey?
Yeah, I mean, I'm my dream is to be in Billionaires Row. Till this day, I still haven't worked there. I've given 2 estimates. I haven't got hired.
Really?
Like, you know, I'm still dying to get like a $25 million apartment, like some wild. I still haven't had it yet.
Right. So where's Billionaires Row in New York?
It's by Central Park.
I see.
It's like right there, I think by 57 and Fifth Avenue. It's right there.
So it's all
It's a nice area.
skyscraper, penthouse type living.
Yeah. Like I had to get an insurance to work in I was working in the Ritz. It's building, you know, that song "Put It on the Ritz." They have a song
Yeah.
on it, like I
Yeah.
think for the 20s. Well, to work in that building, you need Action Over. So basically, it's 10% of everything you make. So I had to give like another 100,000 just to get that insurance to be able to work in some of these buildings in the city.
Holy crap.
You know, it's yeah, man. It's you gotta work hard. I mean, I just try to always be honest with people. I don't bullshit. I don't try to be like, you know, people are like, oh, you gotta talk more professional. This is the way I fucking talk. This is me.
Yeah.
Construction guy, Ricky, and that's it. I don't change it and it works. You know, some people don't like it, some people do, you know, but that's the way I keep it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's always a way to just keep it professional too, but like you said, you don't want to be walked all over. That's for damn sure. Especially when it's tough competition, right?
I mean, when you have the reviews and you build the thing, I mean, it depends, you know. It depends.
Yeah.
Like my dream is to be like Alpine painting. Those guys, I admire them. You've seen them, right? Alpine.
I haven't, no.
Alpine is like the biggest in the Northeast. Alpine painting.
Really, huh?
Yeah, I want to be like them. They have blast rooms. They do sandblasting. They do like a lot of industrial.
Uh-huh. So what do you think would be the next step for you to kind of go that route?
Well, what I'm trying to do now is all the money I've ever made, I've always invested in the business.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to invest into real estate to make sure that everything is. I need to make as much profit as I can so I can get into that level. Because you need at least like to be like them to join that group. You need at least like 3 million liquid.
Right. Wow.
You know, so it takes time. You know, I'm just trying to get to that level.
Yeah. So like a company like that, do they kind of stay in their own lane when it comes to like, say, what the union companies kind of get for work?
I mean, that company, they do prevailing wage. And a lot of these jobs, because the government jobs, the city jobs, they have prevailing wage, which is, I think the package is like 67, 70 bucks an hour.
I see.
That's prevailing wage. But I mean, the jobs they work, like, they don't have much competition. They might have like 3 companies in that circle that compete against them. That's it.
Wow. Yeah. So not very much competition,
that's
but they're probably
that's
doing.
the dream. That's what I want to get.
That's what you want to get. So is it like grand scale stuff, commercial, or is it still like high end quality finishing, or is it more just mass square footage, or they do it all?
When you're doing it to the commercial and the industrial, it's just about a lot of these jobs. It's about coatings. It's about building the coatings to certain mills. It's like they don't look at it like you see like you would see, for example, in a profession, in a residential job, they want it smooth, everything. No, industrial, slop it on, and just build the right mills
Right.
for protection. That's all they care about.
Just
You
care
got
about.
Tanema coatings, you got Carboline, you got a whole bunch of products. But that's what I really want to get into.
Yeah. Do you guys do a lot of restoration work as well?
I mean, I've done some stripping,
Nice.
sometimes skim coating, stuff like that. But I mean, a lot of times I tell people like, you're like, oh yeah, I want to skim these walls. I was like, you want to skim these walls? These fucking moldings look like shit. Like, what am I gonna do with this? Don't waste the money. Don't waste the money. Oh, I want to. The baseboards look caked up. You got to change them. I tell them, if you're gonna have smooth walls and you're gonna have shit baseboard, shit doors, don't even bother. I tell
Yeah.
them, don't. It's a waste of money
Right.
unless you're gonna do the whole thing.
Right. So do you
So,
deal
yeah.
with a lot of contractors too, or is it mostly client to client basis?
It's just client to client. I don't really see. I don't work for general contractors
Okay.
because GCs they're all the same. They all are nice in the beginning. Then you do the work for them. You lay out your money, and then when you're asking for your money, it's like you're annoying. So you're like working, and you're like, I'm this. I tell them, what happened? Now I'm a panhandler. I laid out my money. What's up with this? Like,
Yeah.
I don't deal with them. They're all the same. They all like the fucking you, lying you. They go to that school, so I don't deal with them.
Yeah.
Because last GC I had a guy owed me like 150,000.
Wow.
I had to go become psychotic because I'm like, I pay the lawyer. The lawyer, what does he do? Put a lien? That does nothing.
Yeah.
But I played the cycle role. I might call, act like a little bit crazy,
Yeah. Yeah.
say wild shit, and I get paid, bro. Like,
yeah.
you know,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Because they'll get away with whatever you let them get away with, right? So it's kind of skeevy, right?
Yeah, and these people, I mean, they don't give a fuck. I mean, I wish it was back like in the 1800s, where I'd be like, you know something? What's your name?
Danny.
You know something, Danny? I don't like you, Danny. Me and you, let's go duel. Let's go duel, Danny.
Yeah.
And I'll go out there
And
and we
draw.
bring our pistols and we shoot each other. Like that's it. Like
Yeah.
men of honor. You
Right
know,
on
but
the
these
front
people
line.
now, yeah, they're scamming, they're lying to you. It's very hard.
Yeah, it's tough because it feels like I don't know about over there, but over here, there's not a lot of protection against us, like or for us against that. You know what I mean? It's like if they want to rip you off, they can rip you off, and there's not a lot you can do sometimes. But get crazy, so it's a tough one, man. But I mean, you do some contracts, but like you say, like really, if they wanna screw you, what can you do, right?
I got a good lawyer. You know, my lawyer is Mr. Robanowitz. You know, like when stuff gets greasy, I call him. You know how I acquired him? He made me lose $45,000.
Oh my God.
He was the lawyer of a GC that fucked me. This GC, I did the whole job. I was 98% done. Then this guy, he tried to make me sign the final lien waiver. A 2-page final lien. It was supposed to be a partial. I see 2 pages and I'm reading it and it says I'm 90% paid. I'm like, what is this? And he had a check for like a third of the job. So I throw it in his face. I was like, what the fuck is this? And that lawyer he had made me lose money. He was a motherfucker. And I hired a lawyer, didn't do his job, was lazy. So guess what? I was about to lose everything. I was in debt probably about maybe $50,000. Credit cards maxed out,
Oh my God.
rent behind, everything. Because I did what I could to do this job for Landry's. It was a restaurant we did. I did the whole job. And what I promised myself, I was like, you know what? This will not happen again, Ricky. You're going to work harder. I worked day and night, and I made that fucking money back.
Yeah.
And I paid everything. And I promised to myself I would never let a person, take advantage of me that way. And then I hired his lawyer. So
Nice. Well, I'm glad that worked out for you, at least in that sense that you got the lawyer out of it. But I'm sorry to hear that, man. I haven't been screwed yet, knock on wood. But there's been some times where you're just like, man, like if they don't want to pay, it's like, man, you got to start getting crazy, like you said, right? So, but
yeah, but if you have the contracts, you have everything. Shouldn't be a problem.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I don't do contracts myself just because I don't do many public demographic jobs. And then the builders I work for, there is sort of like a contract there for it, right? But
Okay.
yeah. But yeah. I just I find that sometimes the contracts, it's just they don't want to do it. So And when it becomes so finicky like that, I'm just like, all right, do I really want this job? But the builders keep me busy enough. I don't work for too many GCs. I work for a lot of custom home builders, but they have to be the right ones because, like you say, everyone's trying to get you.
That's good if you have that luck, man. Thank God for
It's
you.
a little bit of
Definitely.
luck, yeah, you're right. But I'm not. I shouldn't say like I'm hungry, but I'm not too hungry where I'm poking at all these builders trying to get work. Like I'd rather have it if
Yeah.
they're like coming to me because then I feel like you say, it's like okay, like now I've asked you for the job and you said yes. Now it's like you have one over me, right? Because I
Yeah.
asked for the work. So yeah, I just try and stay in my own lane and yeah, a little bit of luck here and there. But
And the good thing about the ads, once you put the ads out there, you can actually go directly to customers. Like I've gotten some jobs that I couldn't believe that I got to because of the internet.
no doubt.
Like they put you face to face with like owners reps, like
Huh.
people that you couldn't get to if it wasn't for the internet.
Right.
So that's another thing. And the work you do is like amazing.
Thank you.
Like you're in Canada, right?
Yep, in Canada, yeah.
Like if you were here, bro, you probably be making like millions, bro. It's like because you're the kind of work you do out here is very hard to find,
Really?
honestly,
So
bro.
where is it all? Is it in these like multi-million dollar penthouses and stuff like that, or do people really take it that high of craftsmanship still?
No, the thing is that a lot of these jobs over here, they don't have actual tradesmen, so it's like they slop it on, they fuck it up. A lot of the jobs are like builders grades, so they
Uh,
might throw flat on the walls, flat on everything. And then when you're painting it, like you see all the imperfections, you see everything that was done wrong. But I'm saying, but your type of work here, you will make a lot of money. Just like you do electrostatic spraying,
no, I don't.
that's not hard to learn. I mean, you can learn that shit. It's easy.
That's a lot of that's going on.
Every bro, just spraying in general, you'll make money.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I would love to try and come out to the States one day because here, I mean, there's only 1 million people in my city and we do some big houses, but comparative to the States, these houses don't seem that big. And I would love to be able to do just, I like working in beautiful homes, beautiful projects, I like that. And I see that a lot in the States sometimes. Here, it's still pretty nice. The level of craftsmanship's still pretty high, but it'd be nice to do a big, big one.
But how much can you bill a man day? Like for example, a man day of painting.
Um, it differs like for the whole company, you mean, or for myself or each person? Like, what do you mean?
For each like over here, usually the man day is $500
Yeah,
per work.
probably in that range, maybe a little less. It really depends, I think, on the project because I don't really do it in that sense. It's sometimes you're bidding at stuff, so it's hard, right?
Because the way I bid everything, I usually look at jobs and I say the man days. I say how long it takes to do the ceiling, like
Yeah.
a wall. I can see everything. I just look at it. Like if, for example, let's say if I was doing a GC job, I think about they're gonna fuck up this wall, they're gonna do this mistake, and
Yeah.
I think about all the nightmares. Like if there's an elevator, I think about there's an elevator. I go up the elevator. The materials, there's no parking. I gotta pay parking. Like I think about all these scenarios
Oh
every day.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to think that about that many things, I guess was what it is. There really is just like base pricing for everything, and it all just the math's all done, taking into consideration how long it usually takes us to do. But
Okay.
it's more on the project as a whole. If I see a job, then it's like, okay, this might be a month or two worth of work, right? But it's very like it's pretty cash to tell you the truth, because there's nobody else there. When it's our turn, it's our turn. Maybe we're sharing with a tile guy, maybe a carpenter, right? But when I think about the downtown thing, I did a small condo downtown in Calgary, which is very small. And I was getting anxiety already knowing we had to go 19th floor, no parking. My guys are losing their mind because there's no parking. We're taking all of our tools up. We're not allowed to be in the foyer. They don't want any trades to be seen by the people, the residents that live there. I'm like, holy crap, man. So I don't know how you do it, man.
Oh, it's normal.
Yeah, it's normal for you
That's
guys.
not.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I think the worst job I ever had in my life, I would say that's bad, was when I worked in the subways doing lead abatement. You had to do it in the summer. You had to wear a yellow Tyvek suit, a mask,
Oh my
and it was like
god.
100 degrees, and you see rats and you're scraping. That was nasty. Or working in a waste plant. You have like pools of shit, and it
Oh my
smells.
god.
and everything smells like shit. And any food you taste tastes like methane. It tastes like shit.
Wow.
Only thing I could ever taste was a ring ding. So I would always like eat sweets because everything just you didn't have a taste anymore. You would take a shower and you would sniff yourself, be like, damn, I smell like shit, but I shower with it. Like
That's
it doesn't go.
crazy. Damn.
Yeah, I had that job for like 2 years. That was a bad job.
Yeah. How old are you when you did that job?
It was in 2008 when the first company went under. So I had to go back to the union.
Oh, I see.
So the fucked up part was that I had a shit foreman. They talked to me like shit, like, what the fuck you doing, you stupid motherfucker?
Oh my God.
Screaming all day. And then you're dealing with shit. So I took that like, you know what, Rick? This is your punishment for fucking up in the first company, not doing good business. This is the shit you got to put up with. This fucking guy.
Fuck.
And yeah, I was there. I mean, I learned everything I could from each company in the union. Yeah. I learned how to do needle gunning, sandblasting. I learned how to do fireproofing, intermessing, lead abatement, plastering. One thing I didn't learn was wallpapering, but I learned a lot of things.
Wow. That's a lot. Yeah. I haven't even done
any of that. And I learned how to
that.
run guys. And I learned how to like manage guys. Like the most I ever managed is probably maybe 20. But you have to you have to think about everything they need before you start the day.
Oh, yeah.
This guy needs buckets, this guy needs this paint, and simple things like, for example, a can that could just say like flat, and the other can says eggshell. You have to make sure that even they wash the can that says flat and everything stays flat, because if not, they're gonna fuck up. They're gonna get the eggshell, the flat. It's always like minor things, like minimal things. And in the union, you can never wash your roller. You get fired for that, because you think about it, roller is $3. These guys are costing $40 an hour, $50. So you do the math. I mean, it's not worth it. I mean, him just walking with the roller, you throw the rollers away, you got to just keep it moving,
No shit. I never actually thought of it. Yeah, so they don't want you washing that shit. It's more expensive for you to wash it than to toss it, hey?
Yeah, because it's a waste of time. Wow. They think about all that.
Yeah, they would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if you're painting doors, they give you 7-inch rollers. If you're painting walls, 9-inch. They think about the amount of output you could put out and you don't get tired. Because if you're thinking, like, people say, 18-inch roller, all right, it sounds productive, but you got that big ass tray, you got that big ass roller, you're gonna get tired, You're not gonna be able to roll all fucking day nonstop like a beast, as if you had a 9-inch, it gets tiring.
Good fucking point. I seen a crazy Facebook feed on that topic about 9-inch to 18-inch, and it's like you're right, two sides of the coin, because you're totally right. Like, you wouldn't be able to even roll ceilings all day with an 18-inch productively, like you get tired as fuck after a while, and all that counts, right?
Yeah, it does. I mean, and not only that, it's fucking up your health. Like, it's fucking up your shoulders, your back, like,
So what do you guys usually use? Do you guys use 18s at all, or do you mostly just use 9s?
I never use the 18, bro. Never. I can't. I don't. You know what it is? I don't like the way. Like, for example, if you have a 9-inch, let's say, for example, you're rolling a wall, left to right. When you put like blue tape on the baseboard, right? I mean, you have the guy first cutting with the brush, and you have the whiz roller. He's cutting, he's erasing the lines. But you could take the 9-inch, you could put it sideways on the base, and you could make the finish even look better. But you can't do that with an 18-inch. You can't pass the roller sideways.
Yeah, because it's got the cage on both sides, right?
How are you gonna do it?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Yeah, I mostly use 9-inches. A lot of my guys use the 9-inches, but I have used the 18-inches on big rooms, big areas. But we don't use it all day, even by any means, right? There's still a lot of cutting that goes on, so it is kind of minimal rolling. But yeah, the union stuff, they just don't stop. Hey, just keep it pumping. It's got to be moving. Paint's got to be flying all the time.
Like, the most I ever rolled in my life ceilings, where I had like my face full of paint, I think I used like 20 gallons of super high flat, and that was just rolling ceilings like nonstop. You're painting. They give you you got to roll out of a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
You dip it in, you spinning it, and you roll. It's all day. Just keep going.
Jeez.
You have to be like this machine, because if not, they fire you. They send you home.
Literally.
Yeah.
On with the next guy. Is there a big turnover in the union though?
What do you mean?
Like guys coming and going?
I mean, they fire you for anything, man. It's like there's no security. It's just fucked up.
That's crazy.
It's like if there was a boot camp in Army for painting, that would be DC-9. Like honestly, only thing left to do there is salute and march.
Wow.
It's some fucking serious.
That's
no fucking
nuts.
joke.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like there's some pretty big companies here, but they're independent. You know, like there's a couple of companies here. Like the one company does very, very well, United Decorating, but they do fucking everything. Like these guys paint like fucking bridge overpasses on the highways. They do epoxy flooring. They do mass square footage. You know, but no union stuff really. I get that flack a lot sometimes when people see me wear black. Like, why are you wearing black, man? Where's your whites? Like, do you guys have to wear all whites? Well, you not now.
When I was there, yeah, it's like a white pair of pants with a blue stripe on the side.
No shit.
Yeah.
Damn. So what do you wear now? You wear whatever the fuck you want now?
I wear fucking overalls that are black. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I like wearing the overalls. I love the overalls.
Yeah.
When I put them on, that means business. You know, it's serious.
Definitely. So how long does it take you to get to and from work? Like I see you're in traffic. Like, is it a lot of traffic where you're at to come and go in the morning and after work?
It could probably be maybe 2-3 hours. It depends.
Oh man, like there and back, right? In total.
Yeah, I mean, but I drive a lot of times. I drive all day. Today I work spraying, but usually I'm driving, looking at jobs.
Right.
You know, and I check on the guys. I tell them, FaceTime me. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What did you do? Show me what you did. Like I'm always calling them. Like I call them like I'm micromanaging all day. That's what I usually do.
Yeah. What's the name of your company?
Right? Paintworks.
Paintwork. Oh, okay. So just like okay, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, all my guys work good. I can't complain. I have a good set of guys.
Yeah, that's blessed for that shirt for sure too. Because my guys, I've known them for a long time. One guy's my brother. We learned together, and then the other guy I've known for about 25 years, and then the rest of them, we're all pretty close knit group of guys, which is nice, because we all know each other, and yeah, it's sweet. Yeah, blessed for that. Super hard to find work here. That's for damn sure.
It's hard to find work.
Or hard to find workers. Sorry.
Oh, workers.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you could find workers, but it's like, I mean, it's kind of a full-time job to like sift through them and really get something. I'm not overextended on how much work I have, so we just, if we can bring some help in, then we do. If not, we just tackle it mostly ourselves. I'm not really much of a paper pusher. I do everything, but I still work a lot too.
I mean, usually when the guys come to me, like they're recommended in.
Right.
And if I ever get a guy, they're like, "Oh yes, I'm the great painter. I'm the best." I said, "So you're like me." You're saying you're like me, right? That's what you're saying. Oh yeah. Oh, you're like me then. That's good. You're like me. You work like me. You're like me. I like that. That's good. So then I put him when I see him, like, "What the fuck you lie for, man? You suck, bro. Get the fuck out of here." I tell people, I was like, "Listen, if you're gonna waste my time and lie to me, I will fire you in an hour, and I will pay you that hour, and you get out of here." Because you don't hear people impersonating doctors. What if?
No.
Isn't that like federal? Impersonated a cop, but people want to impersonate a painter. Come on, you can't do that.
Yeah, I think it's getting worse and worse, especially with the internet nowadays, and everybody can do it. Everybody can do it now, right? And it's a little insulting, I think, a little bit.
Yeah, but that's about it. I mean, it's hard to find people. I mean, it's not easy.
No, it's not.
But I tell you one thing: when you tell people that, you tell them, "Oh, I'm looking for work. I'm a good painter." I say, "All right, listen, I'll give you a job, bro. But if you suck, you get fired in an hour, and I'll give you $20. You want to come?" Oh no, they don't come, bro. When they suck, they do that. No. That's why it's better to recommend it in.
Yeah, definitely. So what's about the going rate for a pretty good quality painter down there? About $35 an hour?
I mean, my foremans, I usually give them like $250, and I give them a car. I pay their tolls.
Okay.
It could be around that. Painters could make maybe, if you're right, maybe $200. If you're right. If you're a master, you get, it could be $250 too, like just like that.
Not a lot of masters kicking around anymore that are just walking through the door. I think if you're good, a lot of guys are doing it, right? They're trying to do it on their own. At least here, that's the problem. If you're worth anything, you're probably already busy.
No, what I think the hard thing nowadays is a lot of these guys. They say, you know something, I make more money doing Uber. I make more money doing Uber Eats. You know,
Yeah.
I do more money walking a dog. Like they don't want to do this type of work. You know, it's hard work. You know.
It is actually a little bit of hard work, especially the spraying part too. I always refer to it like the iceberg. Everyone always sees like the part at the top, you know, but there's like a massive iceberg underneath you don't see. It's like all that work that's put into something. And nowadays you just see 20, 30 seconds of it in a reel, and it's not always how it is, right? It's hard work, man.
Yeah.
You know?
And I had a guy recently. I gave him a price, and he's like, "Oh, you know something that seems kind of expensive, whatever." I said, "Listen, go find somebody else, bro. Go. I want you to call other people. Go call other people. Call them. If you think I'm too expensive, you know."
Yeah.
I am expensive, but I say that, and you know they don't call. You know, it's like something psychological, doing like a mind game. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. You're calling their bluff, right? Yeah. It's like, I don't understand how some people like, it's almost like they don't even know what they're asking for anymore either. You know, it's like they're like, "Oh, you're too expensive." It's like, "Well, what's the other guy giving you?" And they're like, "Well," and they don't even know. You're like, "Did you do any homework into this at all? Like, did you, you know?" It's not you just slap it on, but maybe some guys do.
And what are you working? You work in Canada?
Yeah, in Canada. Yep, in Alberta, Calgary's the city.
Is it true it's so cold out there? I've heard that you put like they have like heating pads in the bars. I heard of stuff like that, so the car doesn't freeze.
In the
Is that true?
in the cars?
Yeah.
Well, we
I've
have
heard about that.
we have block heaters. So you have an actual plug that will plug in from the outside. You can plug your car and it heats your block, so it won't freeze. Like it'll get like minus, I don't know, 40, 42
God
in the
damn,
coldest.
bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When you're breathing in and your nose hairs are freezing, literally.
Get the fuck out of here! I never seen that type of cold in New York. God
Yeah, it's been pretty fucking cold. Like I was out with my in-laws and they kind of live out in like the countryside, and the one night with the wind chill it got to like minus 51 or something. It was ridiculous. Your car won't start, man. Like nothing works. It's miserable. Miserable.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
What about this? What about the 6 months of light, the 6 months of darkness? That's in Alaska, right?
Yeah, no, that's not here. Yeah, that's in Alaska. Yeah, yeah, and the Yukon and stuff like that. But yeah, no, but it still does get like so. Like some days when we're working hard, if we're working early and late in the winter, you go home you go to work when it's dark, and you go home when it's dark. So if you don't go outside all day, you're just working inside all day. You literally waste away the daylight working, right? Yeah, it's brutal. Like in the winter, it's if you wake up at 5 a.m., it's black, and then you leave to go home at like 5 p.m. and it's dark out, freezing.
Damn,
Yeah, and the driving, right? It's the driving's the worst because, there's a lot of people that can't drive well in the winter at all. At all.
I can't imagine that cold weather. I mean, I never experienced that.
Yeah, that's why I stopped doing exteriors, because even in the summer, it's like we don't even get that great of a summer. So it's like not even worth it for me, at least. We just do a lot of interior stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so why don't you move out of there, bro? It sounds like fucking like.
I don't even know like where I would even really go.
Bro,
like,
New York, you can make easy money out here, bro. New York,
really?
come on. Just leave out there, leave Canada, just come to New York.
Funny, when I first got into Instagram, I had so many job opportunities offered through people in the States. They were like, "Come down here, man. Come fucking work for me. Like, we'll fucking team up. We'll do this shit together. I'll put you up." And I'm like, "Really?" And a lot of people have told me the same thing that you say. Like, "Dude, with your skill, you could make a ton of money down here." And I'm like, "Really?"
You can have like a spray shop just doing cabinets, millwork, man. I'm telling you.
Really, eh?
It's not hard, bro. It's easy.
Yeah, I'd like to come down and visit one day because I got a cousin. She lives in New Jersey. So it's like I'd like to see her and then go out and about and see, and but I know there's so many different parts of New York. Like I'm so dumb. I don't even know I have no clue where to even start. Like there's so many guys I talk to. Do you know like Forza Painting and like say Sal the Painter on Instagram? Do you talk to these guys?
Yeah, Sal the Paint, I've seen. He does really good work. I've seen him. Yeah.
So is he close to you?
Nah, he's in Staten Island, bro. That's like some other shit. Like that's like I don't. It's the fuck. Maybe that's like That's like when you live in Quebec. That's like some other shit. That's like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right, but like, is it like a 3-4 hour drive type thing?
it's not so much the fucking drive. It's the traffic. The traffic
Yeah.
out there is a nightmare. It's a nightmare, and that toll you gotta pay. You gotta pay like I think $18 to cross over to Staten Island.
Wow.
It's cool once you're there. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's a cool place, but to get there is not easy.
I see. Yeah, I'd love to come down and check it out. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? But I like the winter sports too. Not gonna lie. We play a lot of hockey and we do like we'll hike and we'll snowshoe and shit like that. So it's not too bad, but I would love to live by the beach. My wife too. Honestly, you're speaking my wife's language. If my wife could have her way, she'd pick up and she'd be fucking gone out of here.
I mean, because at least in New York, you have like at least 3 months of summer at least.
Yeah.
But it seems like out there you have no summer.
It's very short. Yeah.
Yeah.
3 months.
So you have like, it's 100 degrees, 90 degrees out there?
No, definitely not. The hottest they'll get. Well, we go by Celsius, so it'd be maybe the hottest in the summer. If it's a good week, maybe you get like plus 35, maybe.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, you want me to do the conversion here? I don't know what it is either. But yeah, it's not that 95 Fahrenheit.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not bad, but it's like, it's really dry here. So even in the winter, it's extremely dry. So that's why even with like the lacquer work I do, our environment is just perfect for the lacquer. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's not very humid. It's more dry. Like you could wake up in the winter and have a nosebleed from nothing, just from the air being that dry. Yeah.
So what part of Canada you're in?
I'm in the province of Alberta. So it's like, have you ever heard of British Columbia, like BC? We're close to them. Either way, so have you heard of Banff? Banff's like
Quebec.
Yeah, Quebec's one of the bigger provinces, but we're not close to Quebec. No. Yeah.
So you're like above New York, or?
No, definitely not. You know what? I would have to look at a map. That's how dumb I am. I don't even really know.
I don't know.
We're close to Montana. Like we can cross the border to Montana.
Okay.
And then Detroit is across the bay from like Toronto and Ontario, right?
Okay.
So, yeah, but it's like small. It's small country. I live in a small city. It's like only 1 million people here. It's pretty cow town. It's a lot of Western farm life, stuff like that, rodeos, shit like that.
How long you been there for?
I've lived here my whole life, man. I was born and raised here. My mother and father came here as immigrants. My mother's Italian. My father's Chilean. So they came here when they were younger. Yeah. I was born here, though.
So you drink a lot of wine then?
Not really. My brother, my father, but me, not so much. I like the coffee. I drink a lot of coffee from the Italian side. Yeah.
Because in Chile, they like to drink a lot of wine out there.
They drink a lot of wine. They love it. My dad used to make a lot of wine and stuff like that. Yeah. And of course the Italian side too. It was a double whammy, bro. Double whammy.
You ever drink that liquor, Pisco?
Yep. Disgusting. I don't like it myself. Yeah. No, I'm not a big drinker myself, but yeah, we do lots of food and yeah. Fuck, World Cup when Chile and Italy were both in it. Oh man, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Chileans run, bro. They run like, I don't know what they're so fast. I think they run with practice because they're fastest.
Yeah, they're fast little fuckers for sure. Definitely. Yeah. So, so where are you from? I don't want to get this wrong. Are you Puerto Rican?
Yeah, I'm Puerto Rican and Colombian.
I knew it. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Nice. Yeah.
But I was raised with my mother, which is Colombian. That's why I like to work a lot.
Yeah, I feel you.
The Puerto Rican side is lazy. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
They don't like to work that much.
Yeah, we had both sides. Both my parents worked like maniacs. My father too, overworked almost. But yeah, I feel you.
That's the way it has to be, man, to get ahead.
Yeah, like, do you have wife and kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I started a family really early, and it was just really my main goal to just grind it all the time, man, as much as I could, all the time. Even now, when I could probably take it a little bit easy, my wife's like, Jesus Christ, like, I'm like, well, I like to work. It's where I'm comfortable.
No, you take it easy, then you start rusting. You gotta.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. So I try and keep it going. Yeah. Yeah. But how's things with you and you guys busy? You guys are doing well. Everything's busy and getting going.
Yeah, I was doing a couple of COVID cleanings. But when the Omicron started, people were freaking out. And, I was making that money.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah.
I sprayed chemical. Collect those dollars.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's been pretty. It's been picking up. I got great customers. And I can't complain, man. A lot of them is like probably 50% is word of mouth now.
Nice.
Recommendations. The rest are from the ads and all that stuff.
Right. So, are you having any hurdles that you got to cross or climb, anything like that? Yeah, everything's going pretty smooth. Like, are you trying to expand or anything? Or you like where you're sitting right now? It's pretty good.
I want to be number one in New York. That's my mission. I want to be like the best company out there. And I'm never comfortable.
Yeah.
I never think that I have enough. I always want more and more. Like a good day to me is working the daytime all day and then going to a job site, watching guys working till like 4, 3 in the morning,
Wow.
sleeping on the floor, then waking up and doing it again. That's, to me, I love that. I could do that every day. Work those kind of hours. I'd be the most happiest guy. I love to work, man.
Yeah.
That's all I do, 7 days a week.
How is that on your family life? Is that pretty tough or?
Well, first is money.
Yeah.
If I don't think about the money, the business, how are you going to pay the bills? I mean, ever since COVID happened, that stuff like, I'm glad I had a good stash, but I made a promise to myself I wasn't going to touch my stash.
Yeah.
And I didn't touch it. I went out there and I was cleaning. I was throwing out furniture for the dad. Whatever it was, I was doing. I would go out there every day and look for work. I can't stay home.
That's wild. So is it calmed down pretty good over there for the whole Omicron and coronavirus thing?
Yeah. In the beginning, I mean, when it started in March, I mean, I had like the Vans wrap with the logos. I bought the disinfectant. I was out there making money. Everybody was all paranoid. But the thing is, I have that training when I used to work in the waste plants.
Right.
In the waste plants, they give you a fit test. They show you how masks work. They sit you down. They show you video. They show you how PPE works, everything. So when all this started, this wasn't what I learned in the waste plants. They distorted everything. They started saying you could wear a little mask. I'm like, what the fuck? That wasn't what I was training the waste plants. So even when I was disinfecting like the senior homes or the hospitals, I was like, we're not going to disinfect the vents? I mean, the air's circulating. No, we're not paying for that. I was like, what's going on here? That's why everything was like, nothing made sense to me.
Right.
Because I worked in the waste plants and we had this training with hazmat training, and none of the stuff that happened was it.
That's nuts.
Yeah, bro.
Fuck.
If I didn't have that training, I would believe all this thing is going on. But whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah. Soon she'll pass, I hope.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens, I guess. But yeah.
What about the vaccine mandates out there? They said you can't go into a supermarket if you don't have the vaccine.
It wasn't that crazy. It was getting to the point where they were telling people that if you weren't vaccinated, that if companies had vaccination mandates, then you couldn't go to work. But if you weren't vaccinated, you could go to a grocery store. You could go places. You couldn't go to sit in a restaurant. You needed a QR code, a vaccine proof to do that. Yeah. Yeah, but they've lifted some of that stuff now, and pretty soon, from what I hear, we won't even have to have masks anymore. But yeah, they were going pretty crazy here. It was ridiculous.
All right, thank God, man. I hope so, man. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, I really feel for people who are in, let's say, like the what's the word? The corporate world. I think a lot of people went to working from home, and that was probably pretty hard on them, especially some of their social lives and stuff like that. We were blessed enough that we could still go to work. Like, we were working in fairly big houses, and for one, we're spraying lacquer, so nobody's coming around, and I don't have a huge crew, so we were able to kind of work through it, and we just took precautions, tried to follow the rules as best you could, and yeah, they're lifting a lot of it now, though. People are pissed.
Now, when you're spraying the lacquer, I mean, What do you like to spray with? You like to use air assist guns, or you like to use a cup gun? What do you like to use the lacquer with?
I use the airless diaphragm pumps. So it's still an airless. It's not air assist, but it's just a diaphragm hopper. Yeah. Have you seen those little hoppers? Yeah.
I mean, but you mean the airless machine?
It's an airless, but it's a diaphragm, so it just has a different pump style system. So it's like I don't know if you've ever seen in my videos. It's got like the little hopper on the top. It's a little tiny unit. Yeah, but it's still an airless. It's got a line and gun on it, but it just pumps differently.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
I mean, I seen what is that? A Tritech.
Yeah.
They have like a little thing in the top that you could pump the lacquer in.
Yeah, so they have a pot on top of their machine, but it doesn't make it 100% a diaphragm because it's still, you can still put a pot on your piston pump. So say for example like a 395 or a 440, that's a piston style where it goes the tube into the fiber. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a piston airless pump. And you can get a diaphragm airless pump where it's actually like a diaphragm that's pumping. It's going back and forth like this. So it's loud. I don't know if you ever heard my machines. They're always on. It's always like always, right? It's constant pressure.
So it's not like a Fuji mate. It's not like that.
It depends on which Fuji mate. Yeah, it depends on which one.
It's what?
It depends on which.
So it could be a Fuji mate with a pot.
As long as the machine is a diaphragm pumping machine. Because you can buy the pots now with that go onto your piston pump. It's just a little hopper, right? Yeah. But it doesn't necessarily make it a diaphragm airless.
And what about, let's say, when you're washing the gun? What do you like to use? What kind of
we use lacquer thinners.
Lacquer thinner?
Yeah, we use lacquer thinner. Yep. Yeah, we use lacquer thinner, which is a little bit of a pain in the ass, but it's a little bit more costly. But yeah, most of the machines we have are lacquer. I have one strictly for clear. I have one strictly for latex, then one for primer, and the rest for finish coats of different colors.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think about? You ever tried that product, Scuff Master?
Scuff Master or like Scuff X?
No, Scuff Master.
No, I've never tried it.
It's like a 3-part kit. It's like I think it's like $1,000 for 3 gallons. It's not what do you call it? It's not. I mean, with the work you do, for you is easy. I mean, it's not hard.
Right. Yeah, I know. I've never heard of it. We use a lot of Canadian company called Cloverdale Paints. So we get a lot of their pre-cats and stuff from them and all their wall and ceiling stuff. So we don't go too much outside of the box because with the bigger houses that we're doing, the lacquer that we use, it's pretty efficient, pretty practical. We do a lot of raw MDF priming and stuff, and the primer that we use, it's really easy to sand. It's nice. Yeah.
So the MDF you use, I mean, you're talking about it's like raw MDF. You use like an alcohol-based primer?
It's a solvent base. It's PX primer is what it's called. Yeah. And it sands so smooth. So it does a lot of the work for us, you know. And we sand a lot of it by hand as well. So yeah, it's a nice product. I'll cry when they get rid of it.
What sandpaper you like to use when you're sanding the MDF?
So if we're sanding like holes on bare MDF, we'll use like 150 to 180. And if we're sanding primer, then we'll use like sanding pads at about 150 and then go up from there.
Gotcha. So you like to do circular motions, right?
Yeah. Up and downs, like getting all the profiles. We can't use dustless sanders because a lot of the profiles, you know, you kind of got to get in there with some sandpaper. Yeah. Sometimes it's detailed sanding and stuff. So yeah.
And use a tack cloth. Do you blow it out or do you vacuum it? What do you use?
We vacuum and blow it. We don't use a tack cloth. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't use a tack cloth because I don't know. I feel like there's something on there, something slimy, sticky, and I don't know if it's staying on there. And I don't know. I've never had to use it, right? So, okay. Yeah. We usually just vacuum, blow it, just get it dust free. And lacquer's pretty nice, you know. It melds into itself a little bit. So, yeah.
Have you ever tried a product called Will Bond?
I haven't. No.
Well, Will Bond is like, for example, in some cabinets, like solvent based or whatever, you could use it. You wipe it down, and what it does, it takes off the sheen. It takes off the sheen. It's like sanding, so you could paint it.
Oh yeah, like a liquid sandpaper.
Yeah.
They have something like that here called liquid sandpaper. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the masking film? You like using that?
I can't use it because it's not good for solvent products, right? So like, are you talking about? Sorry, are you talking about like the? Are you talking masking film like poly, or do you mean like the what's the shit called? The stuff they spray on the glass.
Yes, you could brush it or you could spray it. Yeah.
We can't use it because it's not solvent based compatible. It's only water based, so it would just crinkle and shit. Yeah, so we tape all of our glass. We tape everything. We do a lot of fucking taping. Yeah, I wish I could use that stuff though, man, because it looks like it would save a shitload of time. Man. Yeah.
Well, I mean, your type of work. I mean, lacquer. You will make a fortune out here in New York.
Yeah. So are they still using a lot of lacquers? Is it still compliant on some of the sites?
You're talking about the
like the VOC compliance, because a lot of places won't let you spray it on site because it stinks, right? It's really bad.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when I don't know about, I never did that for lacquers, but if I'm using oil base, you seen those things they sell like the scents?
Yeah.
That they put on the paints?
Yeah.
That's a fucking scam to me. I fucking buy Lysol, Mr. Clean. I throw that shit in some fucking paint and oil. If it smells like shit, I just throw it on it and it works, you know?
No shit. Yeah, that stuff probably stinks really bad too, and especially some of the industrial stuff. So I'm sure you could be spraying lacquer down there.
You know what machine I always wanted to use? I always wanted to use the anybody ever use the Graco King?
No.
You gotta look at it. It's like a 4-part machine. It's like fucking wild.
Crazy.
It's for like water tanks. It's really industrial. That's something I wanna, learn eventually.
Yeah. I always wanted to try a line striper. I see some of the pavement line striping videos and I'm like, fuck, I'd like to ride on one of those and try that shit. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, but out there with the fucking cold, I mean, what the fuck product you gotta use? I mean,
oh yeah, you got to use some heavy duty stuff. And that's another reason why I got out of exteriors too, because it's so hard to warranty some of this shit. Because it's like you're getting snow, sleet, rain, and then the next day it's like drying and melting, and then that's happening all on your deck multiple times in a few seasons, right? So it's like really hard. It's all maintenance.
And do they have like reindeer up there in Canada?
Reindeer?
I think I've seen like reindeer. Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere probably, definitely. Yeah, we got a lot of wildlife though, definitely. Like where we're working sometimes out of town a little bit, just out on the outskirts. Like I've had times coming out of the porta potty and there's a fucking moose eating off the tree, like right there.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, shit like that. Yeah.
Then I still can't get over that fucking cold weather. -50. God damn.
Yeah, it's not always like that, but with the wind chill, if the wind's blowing, then it cranks it up. So yeah, it gets fucking cold, man. It gets cold. Yeah, it makes
it. You're fucking drinking and you gotta take a leak. Like what the fuck? You're gonna freeze out there? The stream is gonna freeze. What's gonna happen?
Oh, dude, there's nothing worse than having to take a crap in a porta potty at like 5 a.m. in the dark in like -30.
Oh my god.
Yeah. You try and go before you leave house, but if you can, and you are in the porta potty in the fucking black, dark, fucking just, it's brutal. It's brutal.
When is that cold? Do you have any critters out there? I mean, I fucking doubt it.
Actually, yeah. Actually, still, yeah. Lots of like, it depends where you are. You get some mountain lions, you get moose, elk, deer. They're still out there. Coyotes, foxes, shit like that. Tons of rabbits.
You guys like any wild game out there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you go to certain parts, you can go and hunt, and you can hunt a lot of cool shit. Yeah, definitely.
Oh man, cool man. I wish I could go out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. And we have Banff National Park here, which you can't hunt in, but there's a lot of beautiful, like there's probably 2 or 3 #1 world destinations out there in Banff. Yeah, like ski hills and, just jaw-dropping views. You could take the gondola up and be on top of the world and looking down at the mountains and lakes, and it's pretty beautiful.
I mean, probably got to wear like a face shield or something, because if you're saying that your fucking nose hairs are freezing.
Oh yeah. Well, you wouldn't want to do that kind of hiking in that cold, but in the summer, it's actually cool though, Ricky, because like you can do that hike in the winter and walk on a frozen lake in front of a mountain, and then next summer come there and walk around the lake because it's all water now. It's all, Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
You ever do any ice fishing?
No, I'm scared to do that. There's
Okay,
a
like
couple
the house.
spots around. Well, because guys are driving out there with their trucks and shit, and I'm like, and everyone's like, they said the ice was good. They said it was good. We're good. I'm like, okay, you're driving out here like 5 of you on your trucks and shit, and then you're drilling a hole in the ice and you're parking beside it. I'm like, no, thanks. Right? Like,
Sounds kind of crazy.
but it is cool. Like you can catch some big fish when you go ice fishing. Yeah, get a lot of pike and walleye and stuff like that. You can get some big ones, definitely.
And what about the bars out there? What time are they open to? What time they close?
Well, now with this fucking whole thing, I think they're closing around like 11 or 12. At least calling last call at like fucking 11. But before it's like, yeah, 2, 3 in the morning, whatever. Last call though is at like what, 12? Yeah. So maybe they'll close at like 1, 2 after hour spots, but it depends. It's pretty laid back here, man. You know, it's us. You know, us Canadians, we're all just so nice and saying sorry and shit like that. So it's pretty laid back.
This fucking traffic is crazy.
That's nuts. So you spend a lot of time in traffic, hey? Doesn't that give you anxiety?
No,
Just-
I watch a lot of like motivational videos.
Nice.
I always try to learn stuff when I'm like driving.
Yeah.
I try to put like a history. Like I was looking at the robber barons.
Okay.
These people, you know, they didn't have they had all these workers. There was no minimum wage back then. They were saying like 9-10% of the workforce would die.
Wow.
Like people working with no limbs. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, during the industrial age. I mean,
Yep.
It sounds crazy.
No, it is crazy. Yeah, we got it pretty good nowadays, and I think a lot of people think that we don't. But when you look back into time, it's like there are some hard times, man. Literally feast or famine for sure. You know, so it's crazy. Yeah, it's really crazy. Yeah. Now I like to do that stuff too, man. I like Audible. I listen to a lot of books on Audible and stuff like that.
Okay, that's good, man. Yeah, I'm always trying to learn something.
Yeah, yeah. Do you listen to Audibles at all, like the audiobooks and stuff?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about starting a book club because people are always chatting about it. I'm like, hey, it'd be kind of cool if we all, you know, you want to read it and we can all chat about it because there's some really good literature out there that I think would really help a lot of people. Some people are bored by it.
Man.
Yeah, I'd be down for sure. Anyone want to join the book club? Message me up, man. Ricky Ricardo said he'd do it too.
You gotta join the B&B. Books and beers.
Books and beers, yeah. I mean, nowadays it's like it's so hard to like get through a book reading it. At least I find. But like you said, if you're in traffic and you can put it on, you can listen to it. It's such a wicked day and age nowadays, right?
Yeah.
We should be brilliant as a species, right? Because look, we got like this. We're like cyborgs with this phone in our hand. Like, why are we not brilliant? You know?
Yeah. But they were saying they're gonna have I don't know if next year. I think they said Elon Musk is gonna have some robots coming out.
Oh man, he's got so much shit coming.
And people always say, "Oh, a robot can replace you." Nobody's gonna replace this painting shit.
No,
fucking robot.
No,
I doubt.
No. But what's scary about it is that what Elon, how far ahead he thinks is not even that yet. It's more he's thinking more like, there won't even actually be a need for humans that much because the robot will just be like the house cats. The robots will advance so fucking fast. That's what he's worried about. That's what he's telling people. Like, listen, like our data, like we can compute data very slow as humans, but a robot can like compute it fast and then learn even faster. We don't want that. We don't want that.
Yeah.
They'll be so fast. So I don't know, but he's got a lot of cool stuff he's coming out with, like his Neuralink. He's trying to put us on a level playing field. You know, if you could have this thing attached to your fucking brain where you're as advanced and as smart as a computer, it's our only chance.
Yeah, it seems kind of wild, man.
Yeah. Have you heard of Boston Dynamics?
No.
So they've been big into the robot game. If you remember this and you're on YouTube, look them up. Boston Dynamics, they're called. Dude, the robots they make are scary. They are scary. Like this robot would be like walking through this office building and a guy would come from around the corner and kick this robot and it would adjust. Like it wouldn't fall over. It would like adjust with it. It's nuts. Look those videos up. These robots are doing backflips.
Damn.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Boston Dynamics.
Yeah, Boston Dynamics, they're pretty wild. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. But that's why you need guys like Elon Musk, because even though people might think he's crazy or he's politically involved or this or that, he might be. I don't really get into that. I just like to listen to his lectures on the future and humans and how, we're kind of destroying ourselves a little bit too if we're not careful. There's no regulations on robots, right? That's what he's saying. There's no regulations. Like, who's controlling this here? Is it going to be what, Google and Facebook that are can control all the robots? That's fucking dangerous.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Because he's saying there's got to be a regulation for it, but there isn't.
But for example, you're talking about the stuff that's not regulated. I mean, I don't know if you know about the U.S., the food out here. They were saying that Canada won't even buy the chickens from the U.S. because the stuff here is like, it has like so many hormones, so many, they inject it with so many things. All the food out here is like, it's not good for you.
Dude, I got to tell you, I had a friend of mine who played hockey in the NHL. He moved to Texas, married a Texan girl. They moved back to Canada after a while, okay? And then we're like, so how do you like Canada? How do you like this? How do you like that? How do you like the grocery stores? And what she said to me blew me away. She was like, well, the grocery stores are good, but like why would I want to buy like a rotten cabbage? It's like rotting on the shelf almost. I'm like, it's like rotting on the shelf. She's like, well, it's like if I buy it, it's only going to last for a couple days. And I'm like, don't you want the fresh fruit to, like, you don't want your fucking lettuce to last for 3 weeks. How the fuck is that even possible? But yeah, it made me realize, I was like, what, really? She's like, oh, it lasts so long in the States. I'm like, what? I'm like, no, like here it's a lot of still fresh stuff, but what's fresh anymore, right? That's the hard thing. There's a lot of land around here, so it's like you can get like, like really good chickens, and you can get really good meat and like steaks and stuff, because you could go to a butcher who has like a farm and be like, hey, I want this, you know what I mean? So it's a little bit, you can get a little bit more stuff. You can get like a little bit more, on that end, but yeah, Canada, I don't know, man. It's like, do we really need to have like Jamaican mangoes? We don't have Jamaican mangoes in Canada, but it's like they're flying this shit in, and then people are like, oh, it's been frozen. I'm like, well, yeah, they flew it in from Jamaica,
Yeah, they said that they stopped importing the avocados because a U.S. inspector was threatened in Mexico, so they're having a shortage of avocados in the U.S. now.
Yeah. See, yeah, we were having that with tomatoes. Something was going on in Miami or something, and yeah, they were shorting out on tomatoes like crazy. Yeah. So.
And what is the price out there, for example, of everything basically over there is imported because everything's so cold, right?
Yeah, kind of. Like we got a lot of fruits and vegetables that come out of BC, because BC is still pretty warm. British Columbia, that's closer to the coast.
Okay.
But yeah, we still get a lot of stuff, imported. But we still have quite a lot of bit of stuff that we get here. It's just like I said, we can't grow pineapples here, so it's like, okay, well, we'll take the cherries from BC instead.
And what is the most expensive fruit out there? For example, if you go to a supermarket,
it's that kind of shit, man.
What's the most expensive fruit out there?
Like fucking grapes and raspberries. Like, actually, one day, it's funny. My wife sent me to the grocery store. I came back with a honeydew melon. Okay, she's looking at the receipt. She's like, "You paid fucking $14 for this honeydew melon." And I was like, "What?" I thought it went by weight. She's like, "No, it's not how it works." And she's like, "You didn't even question?" I was like, "No," because I thought it went. I was like, "Oh shit, maybe it's the season." But yeah, a lot of that stuff is expensive.
I hear you get it probably for like $4.
Yeah, everything's expensive here, in comparative to the States, man. Really, it's like gas is expensive, food's expensive, clothes are expensive. Like, you're spending like $300 for a nice pair of shoes.
Damn, man, you got to come out to the States, man.
I know, I definitely do. I'd love to come down, now with the restrictions kind of, I've had a lot of invites to come to different places, so I'd like to check it out. My kids are growing up, so it's like me and my wife might do some traveling, maybe some painter traveling,
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You could do a blog of your travels and all that.
Yeah, it would be cool.
The guy who lives the best to me is the right painter. I think he lives in Hawaii, right?
Yeah, the right painter, yeah. Sam.
That guy, my God, always he lives in paradise. This guy.
It's paradise, absolutely. When I see the views that he's soaking in, I'm just like, Jesus, man. Like, yeah, we got the Rocky Mountains here and stuff. It's beautiful, but that's just it's another level. I'd love to be able to do it. Yeah, man. Hey, but listen,
Yeah, Mickey says it's nice out there in Australia. I've never been out there.
hey, man, Australia looks amazing. There's so many different parts, but I've been watching some pretty crazy stories from some guys that do exteriors, and man, talk about like spiders and snakes and like some shit. I'm just like, what?
Oh shit!
Like, oh man,
Oh
like,
fuck no.
oh, they'll fuck you up, man. They'll definitely fuck you up. Yeah. Hey, but listen, Ricky, I have 8% on my battery, and I don't want my phone to die before this ends. So I want to fire you off some like quick questions. These are just fun questions. Maybe we can do
Okay.
something quick, and then I'll let you
Okay.
go.
Okay.
All right. This is the fun part, okay? Okay, man, tell me, what's your favorite painting tool?
A favorite what?
Your favorite painting tool?
A Corona brush.
Corona brush, eh? That's what you like to use, the Corona brushes? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's the best brush for me.
That's the best brush for you?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. If you were not painting, what would you be doing?
I'd be with Mickey in Australia in the outback.
In the outback, eh? Just living off grid? Nice.
Out there with fucking kangaroos and shit. Fuck it, bro.
Yeah, just watch out for the fucking black widows and the scorpions and the black mambas and the fucking... Yeah, nice. So I think you answered this one. Oh, actually, no. Paint or whites, yay or nay?
What happened?
Paint or whites, yay or nay? Like, do you make your workers wear whites?
I mean, yeah, it looks better if they wear the whites. Yeah, I try to tell them to be professional, wear the shirt, the company shirt.
Okay, nice. Nice. Chicken or beef, man? You a chicken or beef guy?
Chicken or beef? You know what? I try not to eat that much of that because out here everything's like, you know, it's not organic. I mean, I try to eat it once in a while.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Coffee or tea, bro?
I like both.
Oh, nice. Okay. Sweet or salty?
Sweets.
Sweets, eh? If you could change a few things about yourself for the future, what would it be?
Can I chance? I don't know. I'm losing some hair, so I've been putting some things to get my hair back. I mean,
Yo, man. Turkey, bro. I heard you can get it fucking turkey quick. Trust me. I know, man. I know.
Throw me some shit in my hair like every fucking night, you know?
Yeah.
For the most part.
What are some hobbies that you like to do, man?
Hobbies. The fuck hobbies?
Like, you don't just work all the time. Come on, you do anything for fun?
I like playing pool. I mean, when I can.
Nice. Okay.
I like to I mean, guess we look at real estate, shit like that. I mean, that's
okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
What kind of rollers do you like to use? You guys have favorite rollers?
Well, for the regular stuff, I like to use the microfiber arrow-worthy rollers.
Okay, nice. Right on.
With the blue stripes. Those to me are the best ones for regular painting. I mean, if I'm doing like high-end work, I could probably use a mohair roller for like some doors, but it has to be oil-based.
Gotcha.
So we use the mohair rollers.
Okay. I see. When's the last time you cried?
Cried? I think I was, last time I cried was I was cleaning the spray machine with xylene.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that would do it.
And that shit fucking burst and it went in my eyes.
Bro, you weren't just crying. You were bleeding from your eyeballs, too.
I thought I lost my sight. I thought it was so much pain, man.
Yeah, that shit's dangerous for sure. Okay, that's a good one. Yeah, that would make you cry for sure.
Yeah.
All right, if you could give any advice to painters coming up in the paint game or just any life advice, what would it be?
I would say try to, I guess, learn from others. Like you got to love the craft. You got to love what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you don't love it, it shows in your work. Like you have to love painting. You have to love it.
Got to keep that open mind too, man. Always just keep trying to be better.
And I would say that if I can go back in time, I would just watch Australians paint because they fucking work so good, man. Those guys are, you know, the level of workmanship they have in that country is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's some deep roots for painting in Australia too, for sure. Do you believe in mentors, man? Do you have any mentors?
I mean, I had one guy. He was it's called like Val Banana. It's a big construction company. He'll give me advice. I mean, but I haven't seen him in a couple of years. I mean, and the stuff I see on, you know, online, like the videos, you know, I try to learn from those people.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. Nice.
Yeah.
So how much longer till you're home, man? Damn, you drive a lot of traffic, hey? Gosh, that's crazy. You'd love it here for that. There's no fucking traffic here. Not very much.
Yeah, like 12 minutes probably.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, but if you're stranded out there, you're fucked. You could freeze, right?
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Especially, yeah. If you don't want to take a drive and be like, oh, I got a quarter tank of gas. I think we'll be good. It's like, no, you better make sure you're fucking good.
Or what if you have a flat?
If you have a flat,
Freeze your
yeah.
hands.
Yeah, you have to ask for help, call for help. Just, don't put yourself in that situation. That's a little dangerous for sure. Especially in the winter.
But I
guess
the bonus of where you live is there's no homeless.
Oh, they're still homeless. But we have homeless shelter. Oh yeah, but they have homeless shelters, and some of these guys, man, they survive out there, which is crazy. Oh yeah. They survive. Oh yeah, they survive. Yeah. In Toronto, a guy was starting to build these little shelters and just placing them in like the street corners and like the little parks and stuff so the homeless could get out of the wind and stuff like that. And then the city started helping out and putting some more out there. So that was saving them a bit.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do you have mice or rats out there in the streets with this fucking cold weather?
No, with the cold, no, they're not out there. No. In the summer, yeah, we got mice, but we don't got no rats. No. Well, maybe we do. I just haven't seen a rat.
Yeah, because you got big rats out here in New York. They look like fucking cats.
Dude, I seen some videos on TikTok. Like I seen the famous pizza one where that rat was carrying the fucking pizza down the stairs. I was like, holy fuck. And I seen the one the other day. I didn't know if it was fake. It looked as big as a beaver. Like it was huge. So that's a pretty big problem out there, hey?
I mean, yeah, I mean, you see them in the subways, but it's not like they're in the apartments or anything like that. I mean, they're just in the streets eating the trash.
Crazy.
They eat the fucking cement. They eat through anything.
Wow.
Like mutated rats, you know, super rats.
Super rats mating with rats and becoming super rats. Yeah, that's nuts. That's nuts. Different world, man. Well, I'd hope to come out there one day, and if I ever do, man, I'm going to come see you and everyone else that I've met from New York. It would be an awesome thing to do for sure. I liked chatting with you, man. That's why I wanted to have you on.
All right, thanks a lot, brother. It's good to talk to you, and I'll just keep watching your videos and learning.
Yeah, thanks, man. You're very welcome. Ricky Torres, everyone from Paintworks New York, and thanks again for doing this, man. It's been good, and let's do it again, man. I know maybe we can do it another night, and we can actually have a drink or a beer, and you don't have to be in traffic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you work a lot, hey?
Yeah, thank you, brother. Yeah, I try, man. I try.
Yeah, well, you keep that up, man. You're doing good, and you're a great guy. So thanks for joining, and we'll chat again. Like I said, this will be on all the platforms. I got it recorded to the board, so I'll put it up, and people can listen to this after. So thanks again.
All right, thanks a lot, brother. You have a blessed day, man.
Yeah, you too, man. Have a good night, and we'll talk soon. Thanks, Ricky. Later. All right, y'all. So Ricky Torres, when I jumped on, I was inviting him in, and he came in right away, so I didn't have a chance to do a small introduction. But that's Ricky Torres from Paintworks, New York City. Ricky Ricardo, as he says. And he was in traffic, and it looks like there's a ton of traffic where he is sometimes. But it'd be sweet to get down to New York and check that out and meet him and all the other fine painters that I've met online. He is a great guy, Marlo. He's a great guy. That's why I wanted to get him on. He's just he's funny, and I really like his attitude, and he seems like he's, you know, he does business really well. And thanks, Sam. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for watching, and thanks for everyone who tuned in. And like I said, I thought I had about 65% battery when I was going with this, and I definitely thought that I had about 65% battery when I was going with this, and I definitely thought I had enough, and now I'm on 2%. So, Much love, y'all, and I'm going to peace out before my phone dies so I can save this video. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you later. Real Paint Talks of PSC.